Okay, hello Amanda.
Hello, Mohammed. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for the opportunity. I was really looking forward to this meeting. Unfortunately, we had, as you know, some weather conditions, but it's nice to have you and learn from
It's
you.
great
Share.
to be here. Absolutely. Honestly, it's I'm happy that we were able to schedule this. I know it took a little while, but I've been really excited to learn some of this information, and so I'm really happy that you took the time to sit with me today to help teach it to me.
No, pleasure, pleasure. Let's maybe you can tell me what we can do together today, and then I'll try my best to cover it. And if not, at least find the resources and put them on our courses.
Absolutely. I know that the two things that I had kind of mentioned to you and emailed to you that I had questions about were using well, a couple of the downloaded bots that have already been created or downloaded templates that have already been created. One of them was basically the human-like web traffic
Yeah.
bot. I was trying to use that, and when I would look at Google Analytics, I wasn't seeing the traffic. It looked, I saw it working, and it seemed
Yes.
like, but then I wasn't seeing the traffic. So you had sent me a different one that was maybe more of an updated version of that. Started using that one, but I wanted to get a little bit of assistance because I just want to make sure that it's real, as it's working, that I'm able to see the,
Yes.
effects of it, I know all the ones that scrape, you can see right away, you get the results, and
Indeed.
it's like, you see the fruit of your labor or the bot's labor really more. But with some of the ones doing traffic, the SEO more ones, I couldn't really necessarily see the effect. And the other thing was the standalone bots having
Mhm.
a like a white label page for those of us that get the enterprise version of the software, and we are looking
Yes.
to sell them as well.
Excellent. So 2 points. Let's try to cover them. Um, Maybe I can share my screen. I can show you
Okay.
some stuff here. Okay, window entire screen. Screen one. Okay. Let me know once you see my screen popping up. You should be seeing
Okay.
your face as well.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Yes. All right. Let's load RTILA. So yes, it was called human traffic, or I think we renamed it. We called it CTR, increasing the click-through rate.
Yes.
Yeah, and version two.
Yeah, when I'm looking at my list, I see I have the human-like web traffic automated bot, and then the PT Google SEO increase
Yes, I think this is the new
experiment.
one because Google they changed their algorithm now. I think why you don't see the traffic is because they record the browser fingerprint and the IP, and they only qualify unique visitors. So I want to double check that this is the one that we're using. Uh, we're using the
It
proxying.
was version 02. Yeah,
Here,
I think I see
ah,
proxy.
yes,
Yeah,
the right one. You see here, Amanda, in my screen?
yeah.
So we added this folder, which is we called it creating visitor uniqueness. So we clear the cookies of the computer. We switch the browser identity random. So sometime we appear as a tablet, sometime as a mobile or desktop, and it's a random. And we reload the page. And then here we rotate the proxy to change our IP address and the geolocation information. So this was the new thing we added, so that now Google can consider the visit by RTILA as a unique visit. Yeah, and
So the proxying, the built-in proxy rotating that
that's
Artila
right.
has,
Yeah.
will it get more and more proxies over time, or do we need
Yes.
to like add a list of proxies and then update our own list of
No, I
proxies?
can show you one setup. We have a documentation. Let me see here. I'll share it with you. Where we use one specific. You can use um, any proxy service as long as you use the format that we have. There is a format to use. So if I go to the proxying doc here, uh, this one using built-in rotation. I think I may have sent you this. No.
I think that you mentioned it.
Yeah, so you see these formats of the proxy URLs, and then you add them into the configuration of the project, and so you can specify if you wanted to switch within a specific country. For example, this example, I have many different addresses. Every time the IP address will change, but it will remain in the US. That's how I configured Empire Proxy. So when you generate the proxies here, you can generate the type, and then you choose the format of the proxy, and then you copy these URLs. So let me show you where I put them. So if I close this, and I go to the settings here in configure, and I go to proxies, you see I paste, and it's this, you see it's a little bit different every line. Every line is unique. So now I put here like 10,000, I mean a lot, so that every time that we call the change proxy command, it will use the next one, and then the next round it will use this line, and so on and so on. So that's how it works, and you have to paste all your proxy lines in here in proxies built-in rotation. Does it make sense?
So it has 1,000 proxies, and it's going to go through those 1,000 and I know that as
exactly
it's doing the bot work as a bot, it's keeping on working. So when it runs out of those proxies, does it start from the top, or should I be putting more proxies in?
Yeah, that's a good question. So what I did for a big project is that I put 10,000 lines, you know, just to be safe. And do something, because just to optimize the use of RTILA, if you're going to do a massive number of URLs, then you better go and import from file. So the same format of the data, you import it as a file. And when you import it as a file, you can put even 50,000, you know, even 100,000.
So wait, the format, because it's not a proxy, it's not like you're actually using the URL. So would it be like keyword and then the URL?
Yeah, the same as what we had.
Keyword.
Sorry, there is a bit of a lag.
Yeah.
Let me, I will try to reopen it to show you. Okay, so let's say you have all these URLs, yeah? The same URLs. What you can do is that you just open a notepad, and I paste all my URLs. Even here there's only 1,000, but I could have 30,000, 50,000 that I generated from the proxy provider, yeah? And then I just say, sorry, it's in French. Enregistrer sous is save as. Okay. I just put it in my downloads folder, and I just keep this name. It's okay, yeah? And it's a text file. So I will just save my 50,000 URLs, and then I come back here, and I do import from file. And then I just go and select that file, and now it will load all the proxies that are in this text file. And then you just save here.
But the URLs, my question was the URLs, the format for the URLs, not the proxies, like the URL list. You said if you have a lot of URLs, you're going to want to import from file, right?
Yeah, so I call this the URLs. No, sorry, I think I'm confusing things. This was URLs. Sorry.
Well, no, I mean, that looked like proxies. The thing that you were just doing would look like proxies. But like, you know, if I wanted to go to each page on my website, right?
Oh, okay, so to load the
URLs. All the URLs, yes.
Yes, so here it depends. If you're going to go directly to the URL and you don't need to click somewhere or log in, then you can put all the URLs here, and RTILA will load every URL one by one. But if you have to do some actions before you reach the actual URL, then you don't use this. You can use a list. Are you familiar with the list?
No.
So let's take an example, because
this might be where I'm having difficulty quite here. Yes. Because I have it. I thought that for the URL list, it was the format was keyword and then like the straight line and then the URL that you want for it to search like Google to get to from there. But
so that's correct. That's our template. You're right. So in other cases, we may want to, we can put the URLs in the settings, but in this particular case, it's here. You're right. So here, The format is the keyword. I think in English this is called pipe. URL, you're right. So this will to search this keyword, search this keyword, and once it searches the keyword, then you will look for this URL. So you're right.
Well, I have a question. What if it doesn't find that URL when it uses that keyword? You know, that's something that.
So it will put here it will capture that there were 0 results.
Okay, so if it doesn't actually, if that keyword doesn't actually bring you that URL yet, then you can't really use this to add the traffic so that it will show up on those lists. Okay. So, yeah. But you can you just add the URLs themselves without the keyword so that it just goes to those different URLs?
Yes, that's also one way. That's also one way. The first use case that we had from the community was that people wanted to create traffic when you search a specific keyword for which they are trying to get better SEO score. So that's how we built it. But you're right.
But it has to already actually show up with that keyword.
That's right.
It already has to have some. When I search for it, it has to show up on one of the pages, or else it's not going to be able to click on that,
exactly.
Right,
so
to add more traffic.
Two ways. One is that you can modify this template to go up to 10 pages in the results until it finds your URL, which I think is the best.
Okay. Yeah.
Or if you put the URL of your website, but then I don't think Google will consider that as valuable, because if somebody types the URL in the search as a keyword, it's not really a keyword. So it will not link your target keywords with the traffic. It's an assumption I'm making, but I think it's better in that case to modify this template to go all the pages until it finds you, and slowly as you do and click, then the URL will go from page 10 to page 8 and then page 7 and
right.
Yeah.
So but it does tell you that there's no result for that one URL, so at least then you know, okay, I need to work on it to make sure that it does show up for that keyword on 10 pages. Okay.
So you see here, even we record which page it find it. It find it on the first page, page 1 or page 2 or page 3. So you can measure your progress every month. Maybe you will notice that now first time it was page 12, and then you run it again, and then you will see page 9. So that's what we tried here, that we capture back the keyword, the target URL, on which page of Google search results pagination it appeared, and how many times it appeared on that page, and when, and the date and the time. So this way, once let's say you run this every day, after 30 days or after 2 months, you will start to have data, and you will be able to see if there is progress or not.
Okay, that's great, especially providing that data. So I think that really helps with a lot with the whole proxying and the SEO, Google, web traffic bot portion, the standalone bots, and the making a landing page portion. So that's,
shall we look at that?
Next thing. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, sure.
A lot of me on the screen.
Let's do a standalone. Shall we do a standalone from scratch? We just create a very simple automation and then.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just kind of got lost for a second there.
No problem. So let's do a very simple bot. Let's create a new project. So let's call it Amanda First Bot. First standalone, let's call it this way. So we can do something very simple. We can just take from the user a keyword as an input, and then we do the search on Google. That's our first standalone. So here I can create a new command, a populate command, and then I'm gonna rename it. So we're gonna populate the Google search keyword, and I'm going to put a static keyword for now, for example, blue shoes. And here, CSS selector, I'm going to select the entry here. So it finds something. This is not very good, but it will work for now. But in the course, in the CSS course, we explain how to make this better. So I can show you also how to make this better, because you see this random ID number and class, they will change. Google will change it every day or every week, yeah? So
Okay.
yes, you do a bit of programming, right?
Yeah. I haven't looked at, I haven't seen the class here, but I would love it if you actually provide the link in the description for this video. That'd be great.
No, definitely.
The course.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you see here, if I go into the inspector and I highlighted the input search, and then I see that it's a text area, the element, and I need to find something that is unique here. The title is unique. So I can build my CSS selector like this. I know it's text area, and then I just copy this attribute. Sorry, I have a lag with my mouse. So I Control C, and now I'm going to use text area, and I just changed keyboard, so I hope I can find the rectangular bracket. I paste my attribute, and then I close the rectangular bracket, and you see here, it's picking up the same area, and now this is resilient CSS selector because this is more stable. They will not change it like the random numbers. So now I see. Okay. So I will cover this in the course because this actually doesn't require too much programming, and it just requires understanding the CSS language a little bit. So we will populate this, but like I told you, we will ask the user. So sorry, let's do it step by step. Let's first populate, and then we need to click on the search button, or maybe we can press a key. We can press enter. So if I do press a keyboard key, and then I go and I search for enter, okay? And if I run this now, I was not in, so I need to tell it to press enter inside this. Okay. So we have a mini automation. Let's run it. I didn't put wait times, so it's important to add wait times, but it seems to be working. So that's what it did the search, yeah? We can improve it a little bit. We can add a bit of wait time so that we can see what we're doing. So I'm gonna add a new command here, wait. And let's just give it like 10 seconds. Okay. Now, when you do, let me pull back your video so I can see you and talk to you. You have to adapt your automations from when you develop them inside RTILA Studio and you run them inside RTILA Studio. You have to make some small adaptations so that you create some kind of interaction and you get the data from the final user. Because most of the time when we develop, we put our keyword like I did. I put it in the command and then it works for me because I have RTILA Studio. But your clients or your users, they will not have RTILA Studio. It will be a standalone. So you have multiple ways to take data from users. One is called the data input. It will show like a window and say, enter your keyword. Then they enter it, and then RTILA will pull that variable and throw it into the populate command. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So like you would have where that form would just basically be on your like the sales page for the bot or something like that.
Exactly. Yeah. So and
okay,
then we're gonna do a sales page after that. But let's first create the interaction with the final user. Even though this is a very simple automation, so let's do that. So I want to use the.
It's always easier to see this with simple stuff than to start doing it with the hard stuff. You know, like
no, indeed,
you just expand on it little bits.
You have to go step by step because at the beginning it's overwhelming. So here, this is the input command, and the input command. Now I'm going to put it very up at the beginning because I cannot populate the search unless I already got from the client the input. So let's rename this, and I'm going to call it input keyword. And here it's very important, Amanda, that you copy exactly the name of the variable. So this is an input variable. And then you can put in the dialog message some indications like please enter the keyword for which you want to search on Google. So you give some information to your user, like up, and then we have a syntax where we can feed the data that we get inside the input into the populate. So instead of blue shoes, which was a static data, I'm going to now put a dynamic data. And the syntax is to use these curly brackets. So it's a double curly bracket. And then you paste the exact name. So here you have to be very careful. Sometimes we type it by hand, and then if I put K with a small capital, it will not work. So it has to be, the best is to copy the variable name, paste it, and then close the rectangle, this curly bracket. So this is the syntax: open curly bracket, put your variable name exactly as it is, and then close bracket. So now it will pull from input keyword whatever the user enter, and it will use it for our populate search. Let's test this out. Up.
Makes sense. Absolutely. Yeah.
So as we go, you will see that it will be demystified. It will look a bit more and more easy, but at the very beginning, it's overwhelming. So now it should pop up. You see, this is the text I did for my user. Please enter the keyword for which you want to search on Google. Okay, I want to search red shoes. So I enter red shoes, and when I click OK, RTILA is going to take
shoes today, huh?
Yeah. Yes. So now I added 10 seconds. So now we have an automation that can work as a standalone. Yeah.
Okay. That
So
makes a lot
let's
of
do.
sense. That really helps a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. So let's do something. Let's do a first compilation, because this is for now still an RTILA project. Yeah. So let's create a standalone version. So I go to bot on the left, and I'm going to create a new bot, and I'm going to select this project that we just did together, Amanda first standalone. Yeah. This is the project ID number. And here you can change the title, even though we don't have a graphic interface, but you can change at least the wording. So you can put here Amanda software G search V1. And then you can put some instructions. Hello, this is my software to do X and Y. Thank you, Amanda. So this will be compiled into the bot instead of our RTILA default stuff. And then here you can also choose, once RTILA finished doing the job, how do you want to save the results? So you can save the results as CSV, but some developers, they want JSON so that they can use them in other software or in APIs. So CSV is the most easy. But in our case, we're not saving any data for now. I just want to show you like a V01 of this bot. So I save now. Now I have my bot here, and now I can compile it. You see here, compile?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So when I click compile, now it's actually compiling a .bot file. Yeah. And this .bot file, I have to put it wherever the RTILA bot launcher is. So we have this generic bot launcher. Sorry, let's see if I put it in the wrong way here. I have another folder which I don't know where it is right now. Okay, let's put it here. So I save it in RTILA bot launcher, and then I'm gonna go there in that folder, documents, RTILA bot launcher. Okay. Let me go back to explain to you something. So I don't know when you started to use RTILA, but a couple of months ago, we had a standalone, which was just one executable file that had what we call the binaries and the bot code in one. But then it was like 110 megabytes. So that means that for every bot, your client has to download 100 megabytes for every automation. So then we created the bot launcher. So the bot launcher is like a simple, very simple CLI code line interface that you can give to your client. You can give them the bot launcher, which is just an exe file. So they download it just once, this exe file, and you can rename it. You can call it Amanda bot launcher, and you give them as a zip file, so they download this. Now they have the bot launcher, and any bot file that is inside the same folder will appear once I launch the bot launcher. So now I'm going to launch the bot launcher, and all the programming, all the project that you gave me as your client, they appear here, you see. And then I just use my keyboard up and down, and I want to launch the Amanda Software G, but you also gave me another one called CAPTCHA test. So this way you as a provider, sorry, I'm gonna try to see you again to talk.
How would I change it so that it doesn't say welcome to the RTILA at the top of that? Yeah.
Here.
You go back. Welcome
yes.
to RTILA CLI. Yeah.
Yes. So this we will do it. We will give it a generic name. We will call it CLI Bot Launcher. We missed this one. So we will change this, and then once people choose your automation here, if I choose your automation, and I click, see it said it was for a moment we could see Amanda Bot, and then now it's asking the same thing as the project, but in a standalone form. So now I can put blue shirt. So now I'm a standalone user. I don't have RTILA Studio, but yet the automation will still work.
That's great. Okay.
So that's one way. And thank you for noticing that it was still showing RTILA. And this is a way that... I
can't help myself. I notice those random, you know,
it's perfect. It's perfect.
We're always looking at these random little things on the screen.
No, but that's what we want to do. We want to empower you guys to develop software and provide it as it's your own. So we want like minimum appearance of RTILA, and this is just, we forget it. But once you rename the executable file, and then it will be like a generic name, bot launcher something. And then whatever bots you give them, they can have 20 bots. You can provide them with 20 bots, and you continue updating them. You can even add licensing now. We added the licensing verification, a new custom command. So you can make your bots that it will check if they paid or not, if they have a subscription or not, before the bot does the job.
That's huge. I know that was something I had asked a while back, but I wasn't sure. And like you had the feature and then you got rid of it, but it looks like you re-released the newer version of it, which is awesome because that enables us to make subscriptions, and that's
exactly subscription or one-time payments. So right now it works with a plugin called EDD, Easy Digital Downloads, which you can install on your own WordPress, and then you can set up your own WordPress with your 20 software, and then they will have a download ID, and then every time you're going to generate a standalone bot, you're going to code the download ID inside that bot, so that when the user launch it, it will know which download ID to check and find if the customer has an ongoing valid subscription or not. And if yes, then it will allow the bot to proceed. If not, it will say, sorry, your license is not working. Please contact the software provider.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So that would be a great follow-up video, quite honestly.
Yeah. So
I'm sure a lot of people are going to want to see that.
No, definitely. So right now I can show you, we just, I think we published it last week. We've been testing it for a while, and let me go and, so if I go to RTILA, I'm doing many updates lately. If I go to downloads, to our marketplace, this one, verify EDD license.
Great.
Yeah, so this is a new custom command.
You guys add so many things to that, right? License that marketplace so often that, like, if you download everything, the next week there's more out there. It's crazy.
We're working hard, and then soon we are not communicating very well, but so we did also a quick video to explain. But you see, this is what I was telling you. You can just put the download ID, and it will know which standalone, for each standalone bot, it will know which license it has to go and check. And you can use RTILA. So we opened our marketplace to you guys in beta. So if you want, you could create a standalone and list it here as you can be a vendor, because we will slowly step back. You know, our idea is that we're trying to create a few hundred or 1,000 automations, you know, to attract the market. But after that, us as RTILA, we're going to step back to let you guys provide software and templates and sell them as a premium. So you can put some for free, some for paid. You know, you can do a free version that does X, Y, Z, and then the premium version does an extra thing. And then we drive the traffic into this marketplace of readily available automations. That's the idea of the marketplace.
That's fabulous. Now, are we going to, like, the different vendors, will they have their own like vendor page where it has
Yes, you
listed
will
all
have
the
your own
things that
vendor
they're
page with
selling?
the
That's
catalog.
great.
Yeah. Uh,
When do you think that's going to be released? That
so right now it's on invite, it's on beta, so I can add you, and then you can start to put
oh,
in
great.
simple standalone, and maybe after 2-3 months, once we have like made sure that all the processes are working well, we will officially communicate and make it open.
That's great. Oh,
Uh,
really looking forward to that. Thank you so much.
Pleasure. And
Yeah.
this is just the beginning. So these custom commands are allowing us, and even you, if you have developers, to create your own functionalities and add them to RTILA. So this is the power of custom commands: is that we can very quickly, the next day, we can create a new functionality, and we don't need to update the software. You just need to develop it and then download it, upload it into RTILA, and you have a new functionality. That's the power of the custom
That's
commands. So
great.
we've done about 45 right now. In like a couple of months, we've created 45 new functionalities with the
Oh,
script.
wow.
Okay, let's do the next level. So right now, our first bot was doing something very simple because our automation is very simple, and we don't have any result. So I don't know if you noticed, it just search and then that's it. So let's add some
Yeah.
results. So let's say I want to save the first 10 URLs that appear for this keyword, so that then that's the output for my client. Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's run the command here. I can do it manually here just for us to have a result. So if I put the initial blue shoes, now I switch to inspection and I'm going to create a new data set. And this data set, first, I want to remember what is the keyword that was searched, yeah? And here again, like I did with the populate, I'm going to use the keyword that was inputted by the client. So I copy my syntax, and then here the default value, I paste it so that I know that it was searching for the current keyword that was inputted by the client. So now I know that this search was for this keyword. Next, let's take the URLs. So, sorry, I disabled the selector. I'm gonna reload. I want to get rid of this sign in Google. Okay. So now let's say we want to save the name of the website, for example, Flipkart, Next, Amazon, and then I want to save the URL of this, and then it will be in how you call it, numeric order. So let's say website name. I just create the properties for now, and then I want the website URL. So let's deal with the website name. Website name, I'm going to use the CSS selector and I'm going to click on the website name here, and you can see that it find 18, but that's too
Hmm.
many because we're catching other things here. So unfortunately, by using this click and point, it's not good enough. So I'm going to go into the code and I want to find what is the unique selector that gives us just the title here of the website. So I should get Flipkart and then Next and then Amazon.in. So I'm going to use the selector right here, click on this element, and then I look into the code and I need to find something that I know that it will not change. So like an anchor. Is it correct in English, an anchor?
Hmm.
So I see here H3. H3 seems to be buy blue shoes. Oh, that's the title of the website. And then here, where is Flipkart? There is JS name, a JS name. Okay, sorry, I'm discovering as we do it. So let's try this. A with the attribute called JS name. So if I do A, and then as an attribute I put JS name inside, what do I get? I did a mistake. So it's catching skip to main content and 28 results. That's not good enough. I have a capital letter, that's weird. Okay. That's not good enough, so I need something else. I need, if I add data VED, so I'm gonna add one more attribute, data VED. I get 24 results. It's getting better, but then it's catching this title, it's not catching Flipkart. So then I can do, I see that there is a H3 inside, so this could do the job. Okay, so here it looks like we're catching the title of each result. This looks consistent and it's good information. So I'm gonna save it, but we call it, how we call this? Is it?
Website description?
Yeah, this is description and this is like a title. I think it's the page title.
Title.
Yeah, let's call it, for lack of better word, page title. We're grabbing them.
Yeah.
There's 11 on the as a result, and that looks correct. Now I'm going to duplicate this, and let's try now to catch the page URL. And I look at the code, and I need to see. So there, Google is. I mean, big websites are always tricky because they hide the URL in different places. And we need to find it, so I'm not sure where it is right now, if it's in this hidden, no, that's an image, and I need to find where is the URL.
Nope.
So it's probably on the, let's try this, no, that's not it, it's probably, is it here? Try again. My selector is not working. It's working. Here, this is the URL, and then it's
There it is, yeah.
its name, H3. Yes, I got it. So I need to find something else that appears above it. Okay. I'm trying to get something that can help us. So I think there is a ping element. Let's try that. If I add ping, it should, maybe it will work. Am I getting, that's not working. Page title. This is going to take a little bit more time. Maybe I can.
Yeah, I see the JS name, but then what about JS controller too?
Yeah, that could work, but it's going to take us a bit of time. I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh no, let's be lazy. I find it before in this.
Why recreate the wheel, right? You know, if you already found this out, then honestly, having like a list of syntax will probably be very helpful for people too. You know, just various different types of syntax. You know,
that's right.
Commands.
Yeah, that's right. So no, we're using another way. So I think I'm waiting here. Scroll up, go back. Where are we clicking here? What did we use? Oh no, we used a different. We used a different way. No, that's not going to help us. But let's do something a bit more simple, just for the sake of learning the first bot. So as results, we're just going to catch the keyword and then the page title for now. Just for now, that's I will give you. We will make a template for this that will catch the URL. So now I saved this, and maybe what I can do is that I should have cloned it and called it a new version, because it's good to keep versioning. So I'm going to call it v0.2. So v0.2, I need to add one more thing, Amanda, is that now that I created the data set, I need to go back into the automation panel and make sure that I add the extract command, otherwise it will not extract the results. So now extract results after the search will fill up these two attributes, and then because now we have something that is extracted, it will drop a CSV file into the client folder as a result of the automation. That's what I want to show you. So now I go back to bots, and I need to create a new bot because this is a new version. So I go back, I select my v.02, and then instead here we can put Amanda bot by Amanda. And now we know that it's going to save it as a CSV. I save. Okay, I have my new bot. Now I can compile it. So I compile it, I put it in the same place, but I'm going to call this one bot v0.2, I think. Forgot the name I gave it. Yeah, v0.2. Okay, now I go back as a client into the folder, and if I launch the bot launcher, it should find this new one. You see here, there is a new one, v0.2. So now if I launch it, and let me show you before we launch it here, I'm going to remove this CSV file. There is no CSV file right now in this folder, yeah? So what we want to try is that once the bot finishes, it should create a CSV file in here so that the client can find the results that they want. So now I'm going to just press enter to launch this bot as a client. It's going to ask me for the keyword. So I can put here blue shirt, press OK. Okay, and then there is a waiting time of 10 seconds. So let's wait for it. And you can also look at the CLI. It's saying what command is running, you see. And now it said ended successfully. And now you see here, there is a new data set, which is the output of this automation. So if I open it now, sometimes Excel works with the data delimiter. Sometimes it's better to use Google Sheet. But you see, we got it. So we got the keyword, and we got the page title. This is like really like very simple standalone bot, but I hope you got the ID. But you can provide like a very complex bot with 20 attributes, various things that like you can audit a website and score many things, and then go through 1,000 pages and offer website auditing standalone software that will output an Excel file for your clients.
That's great.
There's so many things you can do.
Thank you so much for showing that. It really helps a lot to be able to see. Absolutely.
You're welcome. I hope it covered at least some basics. So we have not invested so much in explaining the power and how to use standalone bots. And I can explain to you why, if I may show you. Do you still have a bit of time?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So if I go to our school community, I don't know if you noticed, I think I shared with you the curriculum. So the reason why we didn't want to push the standalone bot too early is because if you look at the curriculum, there is so much, there is a number of things that you need to understand before you can do a proper standalone bot that people will pay for it. You see here, so we put it in the, here, in the scale and monetize. That's where we're going to do a whole course on standalone compilation and all these tricks and how to monetize it, how to put it on the marketplace. But right now, I think that the first things that we need to master, especially when we're not developers, is these key concepts right here. And then the web locators. Once you have these courses and these lessons, we are releasing them. We started the nesting. So once we finish releasing all these lessons, you're equipped to start to do standalones and start to sell them. Before having this knowledge, you may be able to do a standalone, but the question is, would it create enough value for your customer to pay for it? That's what will be lacking. If it's a free bot, then people will be happy, and what you could do is so let's look at the other thing that you said. We want to brand it, yeah? So do you have a website, like WordPress website or some website that you have?
I do, yeah. I mean, I have a couple. I have one that's kind of open at this point that I was going to put some bots like that as for sale in there. So yeah, I have a
You have a few, so maybe I can just create a page on RTILA for now, and I call it Amanda Bot page. And then you will just have to do the same with your website.
It's good to show it so that other people, anyway, you know, will be able. We can probably clip this out and make it even its own video. Indeed. Where it just shows people how to make a, you know, basically white label their bots.
Yes, that's so we use a lot WordPress because we have a lot of commands for WordPress. So we are very WordPress intensive, but you could do it with any page. So let's call this one Amanda Standalone Bot G Search V0.1, and then you can have we have too many of these. You can brand. Let's do something here. I'm going to screenshot our call very quickly. Up. I'll just screenshot here. I save. Do you see my screen?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Sorry, I made the mistake on the screenshot. I just save it as a file. So let's call it Amanda Bot image. Put it in my downloads. I go back to my WordPress, and then here I just put a 2-column, very basic structure. 2 columns, 50-50. The first column I'm going to put the image that we did here, and the second column you can put some text or something. How do I get into the second column?
Select it.
Paragraph. Yeah. This is how you can use this bot. 1. Enter your keyword. 2. Wait for the results. 3. Oops, I'm going too fast. 3. Check CSV file in folder of bot launcher. Very, very simple. I publish. And then you just get the URL of this post here. So I'm just, okay, it's very simple. It's not very well aligned, but for now it will do the job. And now what you should do is you go back to your project. And I'm going to do a mistake intentionally, but instead of starting with Google as a home of your standalone bot, you start with your branded page so that they can come and see your logo, your instructions. So now I need to recompile my bot. So I go back to the bot.
And it'll know to go to Google after that. Like
that's exactly the mistake I wanted to do, but you're very fast. So since you spotted it, I wanted to go through.
You have to, you know, kind of preemptively see the issues sometimes, I guess.
Very good. So let's add it here. So because now we're starting with your branding page, also we want to add some wait time to give them, like, I don't know, 10 seconds to read or more. So I put a wait time at the top. Let's give them 30 seconds. But first I need to go to the URL. So, okay. So after they wait 10 seconds, we want to go to the URL, and we have to go to https and google.com, and we need to make sure that we give time to Google to load. So go inside the go to URL. Let's also do a good standard. So I'm going to rename it properly. Go to Google URL, okay? And once you go to Google URL, wait for the navigation, for the page to load, and it will wait at least 10 seconds after the HTML parsing, which should be enough, and then you will start to input the keyword. So where is our input keyword? You see, I'm going to Google before I ask for the keyword. So maybe we should, it's either or. You could ask for the keyword first and then go to Google, Or you could go to Google, and then once they see Google page, then we ask for the keyword. Let's try it like we did before. So they will read, then he goes to Google, then he asks them the keyword. So now I need to recompile it with this new information. So here I hit compile again, and I'm just gonna replace this one, the V02. Okay, let's go and launch this. Let's also remove this result. It's open somewhere. It's open right here. Okay. Now I go back to Amanda Bot Launcher and I launch again the V02. So now we have your branding page, which can be your website and a lot of things. You can also have an interaction between RTILA and your page, because RTILA can change content of the page or can react to content on the page. So we will cover that with JavaScript, because you could create an interaction between the bot and your branding page. That's like a more advanced way. But this would be enough that at least you have a landing page for your bot with your branding. And now it's waiting 10 seconds, and then it's going to go to Google. Good. And once it waits another 10 seconds for Google to load, it's going to ask us for the keyword input. Yes, keyword input, so blue bike. Okay. Now it's going to grab all the first URLs and page titles. And also what I didn't do, you can also, instead of ending the automation like this, which is a bit brutal, you could also add an exit page, like a thank you page or something. So for example here.
Or even going back to your original branded page, yeah.
Yes, so just like you do with other websites, but I think it would be easier to do after extract the results, we do another go to URL, and this should be like a thank you page or something. Go to thank you page, and then you put whatever URL you want for the thank you. We can put the same like you said, which is it's this URL, and then I'm gonna also add some wait time. I wait navigation, but also I'm gonna give them like 30 seconds. Sorry, I need a coffee. I'm clicking the wrong things. Okay, so this will bring us back to your page instead of brutally closing. You can also use some alerts. I don't know if you're familiar with the alerts, but I can do an alert here to tell them congratulations. So I'm going to show up an alert here after the navigation. I'm going to say, so alert, job done. Congratulations, the search results have been saved as a CSV file in your folder. So now they know that the job has been done, and let's look at how it looks like on the customer side. So I go back. Tell me if I'm going too fast, Amanda.
No, not at all. It's great. It's great.
Cool. So I go back to my bot, and I'm going to compile. Let's do a new one. Let's call it V. So it's still V0.2, but this one is V0.2, so it's Amanda Bot. Amanda, and powered by Amanda. Let's call this Amanda Bot, and then this one with the thank you page at the end. So this, now I compile it, and it has thank you page at the end. So let's save it. Now I go as a client of yours. Sorry, I see that I have something open here that I didn't do. Okay, let's also delete this. I relaunch my bot launcher, and now I have the one with the thank you, and I hit enter. This we will get rid of them soon. Okay, so we have your starting page as a branded page. And then it's going to go to Google. Yeah, maybe I put too much wait time.
I think it's 30 seconds that you put in there.
Yeah, and we can look at it here, what it is doing. Yeah, it's still in the wait time. So I put too much, now it's going to the go to URL. Okay, so it's going there now. And now it's going to pop up. The next command is input, I think. So it's still waiting for the navigation. It's waiting for Google.
Google, yeah.
New command input keyword. Yes, that's here. So let's go blue airplane. Okay. Now you can see it's doing the job. It's waiting, and then it's going to extract the data and then bring us back to your thank you page and alert the thank you message. There you go. Now it's going back to the thank you page here, and now the alert is going to pop up. So here also I put some weight. Okay, and you see here, this is the alert.
Oh, look at that. That's great.
Yeah. And then if it's after the wait, once they say okay and they know, then it will wait a bit and then it will close the automation. So you have plenty of little things like this that can enhance your standalone communication with the client. I can show you something else here. You will have to inform the client, but you can do a desktop notification. Let me show you how it works. So if here, first let's get rid of this, because once they say okay, it will close. But I'm going to add a notification here.
Oh, desktop, yeah.
Yeah, desktop notification. And the desktop notification actually can show some results. So I can show dynamically this keyword. Sorry, I'm going to use the populate. You know, like we do the syntax of the keyword. So I copy this syntax. I go into my desktop notification, and then I say successful job. Sorry, let's forget about this. Amanda bot did the job for, and then you can just control paste the variable and it will show that keyword that was used. So you say job done for, yeah, and then results are in the CSV. So you see, I'm using now a bit of dynamic variables in my messaging with the client, with the user, with the end user. And let's look at it, because they need to allow notifications. So maybe when in your page, you can tell them, when you use the desktop notification, you can put like a small paragraph saying, to be able to see the notifications, you need to authorize notifications. This is how you do it on Mac OS, on Windows. I think I've done it for my computer. Let's just run the project to see if the notifications appear for me on Windows. Are you using Mac, Amanda?
Windows.
Windows, okay.
Always.
All right, so I forgot to reduce the waiting time, but let's see if we're gonna go through this. Okay, I think it's moving to the next. Oh no, that's the text file. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now I'm not running it as a standalone. I'm running it as a run from RTILA Studio. So I put my keyword blue shirt. Go here, blue shirt. Okay, and it's also running some commands right now. Populate, press keyboard. I think it's waiting for the wait time. Okay, now we're back to the thank you page. And we should start to see a desktop notification. Congratulations. But my desktop notification didn't appear. So I'll send you, I will link to how to activate desktop notifications. I need to do it again. But I hope you got the principle at least.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I think it's really helpful not only for me, but for others that are going to be watching as well, and want to make sure that they can white label their own bots and have
Yes.
it show up on their websites. So that's great.
Yeah, and we also have a good news is that we were hesitating between offering the bot launcher so that you guys can offer multiple bot files without the client downloading a heavy file for every bot. So that's one way. And then as we go, we're going to beautify it. Like at one point, you will be able to put a logo on the bot launcher itself. So it will almost look like your own software. That's what we want to do. It's going to take us a bit of time. So we started with this command line, which it looks like MS-DOS.
Honestly, it's nostalgic for me. I love it.
And it makes it look like you're a hardcore programmer.
It does.
Our intention is to allow you to build a bit of graphic interface, and maybe allow people to even upload a file, make it like a bit more user-friendly on that end. But also we're going to bring back the single file, because sometimes you may have like a mega automation and you want it to appear as a software itself, as an executable file.
Yeah.
So soon you will have both. If it's a small automation and you have many of them, you can use the launcher with your client. If it's a one mega software, then it will appear really like your own packaged software. So
Great.
that's the idea of. That's why we try to call it an automation software making software.
Yeah, honestly, we couldn't describe it any better. It's really great. And, whenever flexibility is added, there's more options. When there's more options, it becomes overwhelming for people. But when they break it down into little pieces, like you're doing here, and like you're doing in the classes that you're providing, in the, I mean, it really does help to kind of be able to build your own things because of just how much options there are available.
Yes, no, you're right, and we started by putting so many functionalities, but it was like when you have a hardcore engineering team, they're into how to make it work, but then documentation and explanation comes a bit late. Some businesses, some other startups, they have the reverse. They have very beautiful documentation, very beautiful how you call it explanations, but then maybe less granular power. Let's call it that way, granular
Right.
power, because that's what we are trying with RTILA is not only we want to be able to make an automation, but we want you to be able to make the most complex automations that otherwise you will be stuck somewhere because you didn't have that flexibility. So like you said, that level of flexibility for you to create an automation that will have a lot of value creates this complexity, which feeds as a barrier for people to pay you,
Yeah, and the fact that you're also offering like your own online marketplace, so that people who don't want to create their own website but just want to make bots and sell bots will have that option as well.
Exactly.
That's a huge as well. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
even people who do have their own website and are going to sell them on their website, to be able to also sell them on the RTILA marketplace, because then you have people automatically going there in order to
Exactly.
look for other automations. They might find yours, and it's like a built-in traffic to your bot.
No, definitely. And you may even have a strategy where you have some bots on RTILA Marketplace to get yourself known and prove that you can develop. And then the next orders, they're going to be on your website. So we're not doing like Amazon, like if you come with us, you're stuck with us. It's really like a stepstone for you guys if you want to use the marketplace.
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly, and that I feel like that's usually not provided by money companies. So that's really great. Sometimes companies try to get you in so that you have to continue to
Yeah.
use their stuff and you have to continue to pay them. But the fact that you're giving that option really does say a lot about your confidence in the software, and just your confidence that other people are going to come in to buy the software in the future, because you don't need to do it that way, which is
No,
great.
we don't need to lock people. We want to offer power, and then that power is going to create your income. And when it creates your income, then it creates our income. It's
Exactly.
just a natural loop.
Win-win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amanda,
All
sorry
right, so thank you so
for
much.
delaying this call. Well, thank you for your patience.
Thank you so much. It really was very, very informative, and I am sure even when I get the video, I'm probably going to watch parts of it over again so that I make sure that I'm doing things right. But that's the great thing about, being able to have these things as a recording or whatever. I think that there's a lot of little, lessons that we went over here that could probably be clipped out and
Yeah,
create small little skills, videos for people. And I think it's really going to be helpful for others that are trying to get involved with this, which is, I mean, this is the future. So it's really great to really kind of help to shape it.
definitely, and we will do some more of this because in the standalone you can also use ChatGPT API or any API. So you can embed the API work inside your standalone, and then your software now becomes like a fantastic added value.
Oh
So we
yeah,
will,
adding APIs. I mean, API wrappers themselves become software.
yes.
So the fact that you can add any API in there, I feel like I keep on seeing future videos to do and stuff like that would be one that I know that many people are going to want to see. But you're going to have the classes anyway, so they're going to get
That's
a
right,
chance
yes.
to.
That's what we're trying to do. Put the things on the class so that knowledge is available, and then we can do interactions like this for fine-tuning or showing some specific use
Yeah,
cases.
and it's because in the class it's going to be easy to find where the video is or where the skill is that you're looking for. Where I know most people will want to do the full videos so that they're getting skills in the right order in some ways. But there's every once in a while you're like, I just needed to see this one thing.
True.
The fact that you'll be able to like identify that in those classes is going to be really helpful for people.
Yes, hopefully. Hopefully. We're continuing to work hard on this.
Yeah, I can't help but look at these things from a curriculum development type of positioning from what I do. So, you guys are doing a great job of creating these courses and everything, and I think it's going to be really helpful for people getting started.
Thank you. Thank you, Amanda, for your support. Did I miss anything? Do you want to cover anything else? We
No,
have
I
another
think
few
this is
minutes.
great. I mean, I'm sure time I'll have more questions, but I think that I'm going to start, with the classes on, first, and we'll see. You have a lot of stuff available, and then if I can't find it, then we do fine tuning video so that other people can get that question answered too. So that'd be great.
Super, super. Thank you very much for today. And let's try once we have some new updates, like I told you, the single file standalone. Then we will communicate also and give a good example.
Great. Oh, perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Amanda. Take care.
Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.